All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. So as you can see, we have 3 Secret Lair drops to open today. And what's interesting about these is the packaging, right? It's a lot smaller than they used to be. Like, look at the size, right? They used to be these giant, like, cubes almost. And, you know, it's obviously a waste to have so much product, packaging, and paper, plastic, all that stuff, you know, devoted to just a handful of cards. So, you know, obviously these are a step in the right direction. I don't know if they're perfect yet, but definitely better than what we had. So, you know what, let's get right to it. And we'll start with, this is the Dan Frazier is back, the enemy signets. So this is the foil edition. So you know what, just gonna rip the front off and say, it says, thank you for being a part of Secret Lair. So let's see what we got here. And we get, okay, so it's kind of like a mini version of the one they used to get, and you can pop it up. Yeah, it's a lot of extra packaging here. And there they are. So they're in a little case, and let's see. And then there's our mystery card. So there's our arcane signet. Very nice. Look at the, you can see the original Moxes on there. Beautiful. I don't know what that goes for, but it certainly is a beautiful, beautiful card. And obviously it's heavily played in Commander. Let's pull that up. So let's just take a quick look at the cards. Yeah, it's one thing you got to be careful with, and I always, you know, conscientious of this, is that, you know, these kind of products, right? You can see there's like the glues on here. So, you know, always when you're taking these things, I'll be very careful to, you know, make sure you remove the glue and all that. Anything that's sticky, move that well away from the cards. Reduce the likelihood that you're gonna get stuck to, because I've done that before where things have gotten stuck and you regret it later. So these are the very beautiful enemy colored signets. So we have our Boro signet. And you know, I'd like the original art on these, but you know, obviously being Dan Frazier, the fact that it looks, you know, they look just like the original Moxes is just, you know, they're too beautiful to pass up. Whether actually you ever use them or not, I don't know, but these are definitely worth every penny. You know, and even if you weren't able to get the drop when it came out, even just finding ones that you play in your, you know, Commander decks and whatnot, would look really sick. So yeah, I mean, these just scream 1993 all over them, right? And I mean, even like the Orzhov signet here, just awesome. And then lastly, we have our Simic signet. So very beautiful. I'm not even gonna put these on top of each other. Have to sleeve these bad boys up later. And very nice. A place to put those. All right, so box number 2 is going to be, surprise, surprise, Dan Frazier is back, the Allied Signets in foil edition. So again, thank you for being part of Secret Lair. And our little, and you can see here on the side even says the name, which is cool. Again, I still think it's a little bit excessive for a few handful of cards. And there's our signets again. And again, just like before, we got another arcane signet. You know, which, I mean, how can you argue, you know, getting the same one in both boxes, right? It's a beautiful card. And obviously being a staple in Commander like arcane signet is, that it's not one that you're too upset getting multiples of, right? Like, if you want to sell it, I'm sure you can make a decent coin just selling that card if you only needed one copy. See, that's what I mean. You gotta be careful. You don't want to bend that. Trying to get the other stuff off. All right. Again, be very careful with this. Make sure I remove the glue. Now, the good thing is it's just on the tab, so it hasn't transferred over to the other side. But I can feel it sticking to my hand a little bit. So trying to. Luckily, it's not gooey, so it is not transferring to my fingers. All right, so we saw our arcane signet. So the original one, I know, always looked like the AOL symbol for those fellow boomers, know what I'm talking about. So it's cool they updated it. And then we get a interesting Dimir signet. Almost looks like an eye. Interesting. And we get the Gruul signet. I do like the fact that it is like a pair of rocks just like, you know, roped together. The Rakdos signet, now that is really cool. I like the skull, and even the background just screams Rakdos. And lastly, we have our Selesnya signet. So interesting choice. They get the green on the emerald there, kind of whatever that crystal is, but then it's kind of in the background. So those are going to be the Allied these out of the way. Signets. And last but not least, boom, is our Phyrexian drop. And of course you can't read it because it's in Phyrexian. There you go, focused on. So this is the one with potentially the money card inside. I don't know if you're aware of the Viscera here that has the reverse text and everything on it. I believe I saw that you normally just get a, oh that's cool, even on the side, that is really nice. You just get, like, I think a Fraxion Swamp, which, you know, I remember as part of the Jumpstart product, the swamps were like the most valuable land that were in the Phyrexian version. I think they were only available in certain Jumpstart packs, right? So it's very cool that, you know, as a consolation prize, you know, even if you don't hit the, I don't even know how much they're going for. Those Viscera Seers were going for a lot of money. So even if you don't hit that lottery ticket, you know, you can still do very well with that Phyrexian Swamp. So there you go. Now the interesting thing about this is it looks a little bit different than the original because there was a Judge foil, I believe, years ago that did Elish Norn in the Phyrexian text, and I know that was quite expensive. So it's nice to see, at least for the collectors that purchase that, and just, you know, anyone else that purchased that card, that doesn't look exactly the same. I haven't compared the language to see if it's written exactly the same way, but you know, it's nice that they mix it up a little bit so it's not a direct copy. Though it is nice, like, that you can get, you know, a more affordable one, right, if you purchase this when it came out. So we have Elish Norn there, and then we have Jin-Gitaxias, which is one of my favorites, probably for the wrong reasons. When you reanimate this guy on turn 2 or whatever I did in Commander before, yeah, it's not fun for anyone. It's probably a little too good, that card. And then we have another reanimation target, another Praetor that returns everything. And this actually was the promo pre-release foil for the set. So this is back when they were releasing Mythics. This card was quite good. You know, just as like getting like a pre-release card was pretty sick back then. And then we got Urabrask, which is probably the most fairly costed of the bunch, being only 5 mana. And I believe it gives your stuff haste. I think your opponent's stuff comes into play tapped. But so I didn't end up seeing as much play as I thought it would, despite being, you know, a really useful card and, you know, obviously a great Commander card. And then we have another one of the unfair ones. And yeah, this is the one that, again, if you play it in your deck, you're kind of, it's kind of an aggressive card. It makes everyone, I think, target you as soon as you drop it in there. So there's our 5 original Praetors. And it's nice that Vornaclex has come back. Makes me hopeful that we'll see the other Praetors come back at some point in the future. And they are quite, they're all quite good, like in their own way, right? All right, and then lastly, let's take a look at the Phyrexian Swamp we got. Very nice. Like I said, you know, just because you don't get the big hit doesn't mean it's a letdown, right? That's still a very beautiful card, the Phyrexian language on the swamp. I don't know what the translation is as far as like what, you know, if somebody's cracked the code on that, but it's still awesome to see as a language. So that's all it's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I will be coming back, of course, when Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, I believe it's called, comes out. We'll do a couple box openings and all that kind of good stuff when that does drop. So again, thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.